Hello, Internet! We are back. It feels like it has been a trillion years.
It does feel like it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. Because I was deathly ill, thanks to Emily.
This is why you should never meet your internet friends, kids.
We spent some lovely time together over New Year's, and she gifted me with her germs. Sharing is caring, everyone. I just feel like you should know that.
It came from the heart, and also the throat.
Came from the lungs.
And I could not talk, so we didn't play last week, and I had the sads. It was very sad. I think lots of people had the sads. There was some discussion after the episode would have been done of being like, this was a weird Wednesday. Yeah. But now we're back, and that's exciting for episode 9. I can't believe we're at 9 episodes. It both feels like we have done a lot, but also nothing. So, let's see where episode 9 takes us. Announcements. What do I have? Show announcements. We launched a new show, D&D Noir. You should be watching it. It's full of noir-y goodness. My knowledge of noir extends to like
Sounds
Veronica Mars. And that's it. Teen PIs. That's my knowledge of the noir genre. But I'm sure it's super noir-tastic. I'm watching it. There's mist and fog and people who use weird turns of phrases. So you should watch it. It's cool. It's an anthology series. So it's going to be only 6 episodes, and then we're going to a new cast and a new DM. So watch it now before it ends. That's my opinion on that. And, of course, Saturday, Cold Iron. Winter Oak is coming back. We'll see how everyone messes up my plans on that show, like they always do. And it will be fun. Oh, Noir is on Tuesdays. I didn't say that. I should have taken notes. I never take notes for these announcements, and then it's just word vomit all over the place. Does anyone else have announcements? I don't have announcements any more than the ones I've done, so... Cool! Then let's just recap what happened last time. Does someone want to recap for us so that I can stop talking? I can see a lovely recap in the chat here. I'll recap if I need to.
I can take that burden from you.
Excellent! Excellent! Yeah. Elliot's going to recap for us.
We were having a very exciting student trip to town. We all went to the tavern because Sahar wanted us to drink her family's beer, which we were definitely not allowed to do, although we did try very valiantly. And then we flirted with the idea of doing some plot stuff and took a hard right turn into being silly and adorable. And we went shopping. We bought some yarn. My character somehow managed to sneak past the person she was buying yarn for and now has a secret yarn stash for Frankie, the knitting wonder lady. And then we also bought materials for guacamole. And I don't remember if we sang the guacamole chat on stream, but after we left, we sang a guacamole song for like several minutes.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah, I had to see the guacamole video that I had never seen before.
I had also never seen that video before.
So I don't
like
know.
how you said had to.
I don't know if I should be like grateful or cursing everyone.
It certainly is some time in your life that you will never get back.
Yep, that's a solid like 3.5 minutes of peeling vegetables that typically do not need to be peeled.
Let me tell you, Queer Questers is excellent for digging up strange things you can find on the internet. And
I've been
also
referencing cat massage for 2 weeks now.
Yes!
And also just tying in completely random things like Thomas the Tank Engine. Because why not? So, Anyways, stuff is happening. I'm fighting the requisite burp right now. That's what's happening.
Just burp. I'll burp with you.
It was little. It's okay. I don't think anybody heard it. Go for it. You can let a big one go. There's no judgment here.
I can burp on command, so it's like not that exciting.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like burp solidarity. That's really good of you.
I don't know
You
what
can
it
always
is.
count on me to make gross body noises.
It's not. It's not a general streaming nervousness thing. Kitty!
Hi.
It's just a Queerquesters thing. You all make me gassy, apparently. Let's play some D&D!
On that note.
So when we left off, I believe you were in the market, having acquired the guacamole supplies.
Mm-hmm.
There are other things in the market, if you would like to look at them.
What are our options for like stalls and things?
What kind of stalls would you like there to be?
Well, shit.
Oh no.
So you got
is there like a Spencer's Gifts? Is that a thing that you know about in Canada?
Can you
probably not
describe what a
teen-friendly.
Spencer's Gifts is? I'm sure we have some Canadian equivalent of it, and I'm sure it's much more polite than yours.
It's like Hot Topic, but like with way more dildos. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be a teen-friendly thing, so I take it
Actually,
back.
technically,
No,
I was very clear that this was never actually family friendly. We just won't have teens with dildos on the show. That was a lie.
Yeah.
But we can totally talk about dildos. That's fine.
They can move past the dildos toward the like 18 different iterations of the Ramones t-shirts.
Yeah, okay.
I just really want to know why I don't have a store like that in my city.
Yeah?
You're talking about Spencer's?
Yeah.
We have Spencer's in Ottawa.
We have Spencer's in
They
Northern
have
America.
dildos?
Where?
Orleans. It's basically Happy Days. You remember what Happy Days
it's like
used
Happy
to be?
Days. Okay, yeah.
Oh.
I forgot that Happy Days had like a small,
It was like a small. They had those like stupid sex dice
mostly
and stuff.
novelty sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Days is really classed up and is more like family friendly and has a lot of like not like nerdy stuff now, but
Right. I prefer to buy my dildos at Venus Envy for
Yeah.
the Canadians here.
Venus Envy promo to our local sex shop.
Yeah. They do not have any Hot Topic type items though. Just
Maybe
like.
they should expand.
All right, we're pitching them. All right. You will say that it's not a stall; it's a whole store that is the D&D equivalent of Spencer's Gifts / Happy Days for those of us who that's what was the trigger for us.
Are we even allowed in?
We can find out.
We're children.
Sahar looks in and clearly has a panic attack and leaves.
This is like fantasy, right? I feel like the age of adulthood is different for everyone. Maybe
It's true.
I mean, we could certainly have that conversation. However, I mean, like teenagers can go into Spencer's because that's where you go in. Like, ooh, I'm cool and edgy. Look, there's a T-shirt with a swear word on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
True. Also, whom amongst us did not try to go into the sex shops when we were teens?
I was a mall rat. I was in all of them.
Right?
Nor 100% would go in not realizing that there was stuff like that in there and then be horrified.
yeah, I guess
Excellent.
now we're all asking that one question of like, how does our character feel about sex, considering we're still teenagers? That was the question that we all asked during character creation and then kind of avoided. We're like,
Yeah.
if there's romance, we'll hold hands and maybe make a kiss.
And now we're going into novelty sex shops. In classic D&D
Hey,
fashion.
Elliot. Hey, Elliot. What's this?
Just like dolls, just like kiss.
Oh, that's what that is. That's
full
not what I
face
thought
kiss.
that was.
Yeah, just a little.
No,
like,
that was a lot more contact than faces.
Is that not how you kiss? Just rubbing
That
your whole
brings
face
me back
at them?
to some teenage experiences, let me tell you.
So the first two notes from tonight's session are rubbing your faces all over each other and burp solidarity.
I mean, we can have this conversation in character. Like, fuck it, let's party.
All right, you find yourself
I got
okay.
a channel.
Spencer's Gifts / Happy Days needs a fantasy name.
Yeah,
Chat,
what's the
if you have ideas,
I
drop
think,
them.
I think its name is fantasy name.
fantasy name?
Fantasy name.
I was gonna say tepid subject. Sorry, not funny.
Tepid subject. I love
That's not funny. Don't laugh at that.
Lukewarm
That's
title.
like my favorite kind of joke. I don't know if there's a word for that kind of humor, but it's my favorite.
Referential tangents. I don't know.
All right.
I think we've lost the chat. No one has given us any suggestions on our fantasy novelty sex shop name. So,
Is that because we're boring or because there's a tech problem?
I think possibly this is a train wreck and people are just watching in horror as they're like, what has happened to our wholesome show? Just today I promoted this as such a wholesome show. Anyways,
That's
Sorry
how we
about
lure
that.
them in.
I made it bad.
our fantasy
right.
sex shop, there's gotta be a Google for this.
A sex shop
Fantasy
Google?
store names. Sex.
Bed. Partner.
The
Michael.
old
What would you
Oh
call
my
a
God.
fantasy sex shop?
phylactery, but it's spelled Phall.
Nice.
Ye old phylactery! Yes,
Oh.
excellent.
The old phylactery.
That is a high level pun, dude.
Into it.
My husband was
Into it.
no help.
That's Ignacio's watching and he's not saying anything and he's normally good at puns, but he loses. Ye old phylactery.
My
Yeah,
wife is probably dying because she knows how much I hate puns.
excellent. You find yourselves
How do you even spell phylactery?
Phylactery.
Phylactery. Ah! It raises your love life.
Okay, so anyways, you find yourselves standing outside Ye Olde Phylactery. The windows, whereas other shops have things hanging in the windows, this has a couple novelty tunics with like phrases
Are they edible
painted
tunics?
on them.
They have like
Obviously.
beer steins and
Yeah,
wine
exactly.
glasses
Exactly.
and-
But other than that, it's like papered over in the dark colors. You can't really see what's going on in there.
What's that?
Let me look. I'll be right back. Sahar is clearly thinking this is like a goth kid store. Steps inside. There is exactly like 2.74 seconds. And then he comes back out and he's like, I can't go in there.
That's not how you spell phylactery.
There's a reason for that. There's a
What?
very good reason for that.
What is it?
Well, there are some
I don't know
accessories.
what phylactery is.
Accessories?
I need to go somewhere else, anywhere else right now.
Okay.
But he didn't explain what a phylactery is.
But I mean that's what like wizards store stuff in, right?
Maybe.
Comes
We
back
don't have
over
any
from-
wizards in my town.
He comes back over from the like inevitable water fixture that every modern shopping mall and therefore this ancient market has.
Yeah, right in the center. Good old
Yep, water
fountain.
fixture.
Yep.
There
I
are
think it's
there's
a
copper
fountain or
pieces.
well, just like a
It's just a well.
It's an ornamental well.
It's a fountain, but it's not very grand. It comes up and then kind of like trickles down. Like doesn't it
doesn't have enough
spurt.
pressure. Doesn't spurt. Really?
It just dribbles. Anyways, it's
So,
beautiful.
Normally, a phylactery is spelled a little bit differently, and it's usually where liches put their souls. Not that I know liches, I've just read about it. And
That sounds very dangerous.
it's a very unpleasant process. But this is a different spelling of phylactery, and it is a pun, and I am very uncomfortable. So I'm just going to stand here by this water fixture by this decorative well.
Are you sure it's a pun? Maybe we should tell them they spelled it wrong.
It's a pun.
Illiteracy is rampant.
Sinet's just gonna wave to Sahar and then poke her head in, and then from inside the store you hear, "Oh!" Back out. I get it. I'm gonna go over there. And she leaves and goes and hangs out with Sahar and looks intently in the water.
I think Frankie kind of like looks over at Nora and Nimble like, should we?
Do you think students are allowed in there?
Why wouldn't we be? I think at this point, Frankie peeks in, and she doesn't say anything. Her face doesn't change when she like comes back, but on her her skin is light green. You can still see like pink coming through. I feel, and she just kind of doesn't say anything and goes to Sinesh and Sahar and just kind of looks really intently at like the like.
I cannot wait to see what Nimble Gift steals from the store.
Yep, I was just thinking that. All right, Nor and Nimble, you remain outside of Ye Olde Phylactery.
I like how we're doing this where like we're not describing the inside of the store to anyone. So I think
has been in this type of store.
No. So Nor is gonna go into the store and is in the store and is in the store and clearly has no idea what any of these things are supposed to be. And so you hear like muffled muttering. And then just like quiet, just like total quiet. Is anybody gonna go in after?
Yeah, how long?
Like,
I'm gonna say like a full 5 minutes.
Yeah, Nimble has been like uninterested up until this point. And then they're like, oh no. They try to sneak in after Nor.
Just this really pure like mental image, because like Nimble is just like this tiny round cat who's Donald Duck in it, like also terrible.
I also really like that this is not like a grown-up sex shop for grown-up people. This is like the edgy teen version of the sex shop, and we're all just like, nah.
So you know the meme of Steve Buscemi and the like, hello
fellow
kids.
Yes, that is exactly who you find in the store. Like they've clearly set this store up because of Gromedy.
Are they played by Steve Buscemi?
Fantasy Steve Buscemi.
That's canon now. Fantasy Steve Buscemi runs this store.
Oh. So, I think initially Nimble's gonna beeline for Nor, who I'm sure is in a catatonic state.
Just total confusion.
Hey.
Nor has picked up what's a good like really trashy novelty sex thing?
I mean, the edible panties.
I feel like edible. Yeah, okay, let's go with edible.
Edible small clothes.
Edible undergarments. Edible petticoats. I don't know. Anyway.
That's a lot of candy.
So she's just like holding the box or container that it's in, and she's just looking at it, and she's very clearly trying to genuinely understand why someone would want clothing that was edible. And like, it has not occurred to her that this has like dirty connotations.
That it's for the other person.
Yeah. So she's just like, well, but this seems, and she, oh, hi, Nimble.
I think Nimble knows exactly what's going on.
Oh yeah.
And so like Nimble is just going to, like, Nora's standing there holding the thing, and Nimble's just gonna push it down and try to get it out of her hands. They're gonna kind of try to turn Nora around and push them out of the store.
Oh, are we going somewhere else now?
Yeah.
Right. And then she's like, thank you to the shopkeeper, all like genuine and like, wow, thank you for your time.
Come back, fellow youth.
Nimble's gonna be sneaking away and coming back later. But so right now their main goal is to rescue Nora.
Amazing. So for the rest of you who are hanging out by the water fountain as Nora and Nimble approach,
It's a very nice water fountain. We've had some lovely conversation about books and stuff.
And local sports teams.
The weather.
Frankie avoided all eye contact throughout this whole whole exchange.
Nora still has no idea what the big deal was, but she's now looking around for like a book stall or a used.
oh yeah,
a used
yeah.
book
There's
store.
a store again, not a stall. The books need to be covered. There's a bookstore. I really should have come up with fantasy bookstore names. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Fantasy name
For
generator.
those of you who live in the same city as me, there is a particular bookstore on Rito that I am thinking of in my head and like transposing directly into this place next to the cute little theater on Rito.
I'm always pro using real life names.
The
I think it's that. I don't even know what that's called. I think it's actually just called something like something books. Like it's kind of very.
We sell books.
The bookstore is called Leaf It To Me.
Damn.
Okay.
Classy. That's actually much better than the bookstore I am thinking of, which is literally just called All Books.
Just all books? Is that really what it's
All
called?
books. All
Amazing.
books.
You won't
Every
get
single
all
one.
books in this bookstore. Leaf It To Me is a
Tea and bookstore?
it's a tea and bookstore. Yes,
You
it
like
definitely is
slowly
that.
murdering Chris with our puns, by
Yeah.
the way.
So they serve tea,
I can't
only
hurt
one
you, Chris.
kind though.
Hate puns.
They serve only one
Oh,
kind of
like
tea.
more fun.
And the books are all used books. And anyone who has ever lived in a university town will know that the used bookstore is filled with a bunch of crap textbooks that aren't used anymore. That have a bunch of bullshit writing in the margins. So that's mostly what you're gonna find. There is a elderly kobold woman behind the bookstore. She is green kobold, and she's got really long granny hair that she's almost stepping on. And you can hear she moves back and forth to different sides of the counter. That she's like, she gets down from behind. It's like a humanoid-sized counter. So she like goes down like a little stepladder, and you can hear her dragging it across the floor, and then like popping back up further down the counter to serve people.
I think Frankie goes up to her. Excuse me, do you have any books on the history of Gromany or other adventurers?
Oh, I maybe have that. Just let me look. And she disappears, and you hear the dragging of the step stool, and it comes around, and she comes around the cabinet thingy.
Counter?
And she's carrying the step stool?
She's dragging the step stool behind her.
Frankie kind of like picks it up for her and walks behind her. With it.
Okay. Over there, please. And she points sort of across the room to a section with the signs are all at like kobold height. Like she's written the signs and put them up like where she can see them. And it says history, and it's spelt with a Y instead of an I. And she uses the step stool, and she like climbs up, and she's like rooting through books, and then she actually like kind of makes a space and like dives in, and all that's left is like her tail and her back legs like sticking out, and you can hear her muttering to herself, and then like some books fall out as she's like rooting around in there. And she comes out and she's like, I have one copy left.
Ooh.
Of the history of Gromany, dated 1432, which
what year is it where we are?
In your year time is about 30 years ago.
Okay. Oh, how much is it?
Oh, it's not very popular. How about 3 copper pieces?
I'll take it.
Oh, good. You take a book. More room for books.
I'd like to think it's called Gromany, a Guide.
Sure.
Similar to Hogwarts history, but not.
This isn't Hogwarts, damn it! But yes, Gromany, a Guide. I like it. It's pretty beat up copy of Gromany, a Guide. It's very dog-eared, and the spine is broken, and there's a few pencil marks here and there in the margins, and some underlining throughout. But it's well loved.
Okay.
Sahar, you see that she somehow has in this used bookstore the most recent edition of, what did we call it again?
Mediocre
beasts.
Moderately interesting beasts and where one might locate them.
There we go. Moderately interesting beasts and where one might locate them. It's very shiny.
Samari is just all over that shit. You have never seen this dragon more excited about anything except this book. Oh my gosh, how much? How much is this?
Oh, that's the newest one. It's a little more expensive. Very popular book. Very popular.
There are many moderately interesting beasts in the world, and I am interested in all of them and locating.
This new edition has 10 more beasts in it.
Oh my goodness, I cannot fathom what those 10 beasts could possibly be. I could only fathom it with the aid of this tome.
Nora leans over to Frankie and says very quietly, I think maybe Sahar's interest is more than moderate.
I feel like it's the kind of thing where like you're not entirely sure if his interest in this thing is ironic or not. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
There's no such thing.
It could be ironic.
Yeah.
He's laying it on so thick, it's not even genuine anymore.
Yeah, it's like, what is up with this dragon?
It's 1 silver piece.
Done. Oh my gosh. Take it. He like,
what a bargain.
He clearly almost throws a silver in her face and then like catches himself at the last minute and like just holds out his massive dragon paw.
And she puts her tiny little, also dragon-like paw up for the coin.
I'm
Sahar
imagining
dives
her a
into the
Muppet.
stacks.
Like she's played by one of the Muppets from Labyrinth.
Oh my god, yes. She's just Ludo, but like small.
But like a really small Ludo.
Tiny Ludo.
So
She's
you
one
can
of
take the book.
goblins.
Yep, and then he just dives into the rest of the stacks like excitedly.
Excellent.
Nimble's just like kind of dragging their feet. They're like, oh.
Not really Nimble's game.
On that note, what
I don't
kind of
know
shop
if Nimble could read.
would Nimble like to go to?
Well, like, they've never had to like really buy anything before. Like, that's why they were like trying to give all that gold to the bartender. Like, they have no concept. All right,
what kind of place would you like to steal things from?
Now that's a more accurate question.
Besides the old phylactery.
That's for later. Well, how the maybe somewhere with like shiny magic things.
Oh yeah, there's for sure a magic shop around here.
Yeah. While everyone's kind of looking at books, Nimble's gonna try to sneak off.
All right, go ahead and roll that stealth check.
I don't know how they'll find anyone later, but we'll see. I got an 8.
I think that everybody's passive
Should I knock over a
perception
shelf?
is higher than that. Yes, would you like to describe how you call attention to yourself?
So this old kobold lady has like a miniature cart, which she keeps a bunch of books to like put new books up. And like Nimble's just like backing away, and their butt and tail knock the whole thing over. They look like very, very suspicious doing it too. Like
You actually hear the like do 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 do.
And then they put their hands in their pockets, and they don't have pockets because
Does your tunic have like front pockets like a smock?
I think I might have one big pocket.
So it's a hoodie.
I mean, you need a place to put the things you steal. I enjoy the commitment to no pants, but you gotta hide the stuff somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure I have a bag of sorts. I make sure to bring it on any trip outside the school.
All right. So you can still leave if you would like, but everyone's gonna see you leaving.
I don't want anyone to follow me is the biggest thing. So Nimble's just gonna put a pin in that.
Sahar will not follow you. He is in books.
Well, Nimble will try to once we're done with the books. They'll try to be like, "Oh, Sahar, do you need magic supplies?"
Yes.
Sinesh, is there somewhere that you would like to go on this?
Well, I mean, first I would pick up all of the books that fell over and try and put them back on the shelf. And I would like to buy some adventure stories if there is any fiction in this store.
Sure.
It's Animorphs. Let's do it.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a small stack of fiction books. There's a literature class at Gromany, so there's a lot of the same stuff. Piles of famous bardic lore from the continent.
Is it like old stuffy classic literature, or is it like
mostly old stuffy classic
Or is it
literature?
like Harry Potter?
or is it like Treasure Island kind of adventure stories? Kids taking on wild rides and
it's mostly old classic stuffy literature, but there is 2 books. One, a perfect tale, Purrfect, that tells the story of Tabaxi, who has to make it on their own when their family abandons them.
I'm definitely buying that.
And also a book that looks like it maybe belongs in Yield Phylactery. It has a cover that's illustrated with a I mean, it's a bodice ripper, but it's like a muscly dragonborn, like standing against the ocean waves, and it's a man, and then a slight tiefling man, also shirtless, by the way, like leaning up against him and gazing at his strong face. It has a title.
They have like Fabio hair.
Yes. Yes.
Obviously.
They both do. Yeah, she'll buy that too. Why not? That
All
sounds
right.
fun.
I'll get back to you with the name, or someone else can name it. That's fine too. I'm bad at naming things. Cool. They're both really cheap. You can pick them up for like a few coppers, basically.
Sold. To answer your earlier question, I think Sinesh is just enjoying looking at stuff. It doesn't really occur to her necessarily to buy things, but like if there's a candle stand, she thinks those are really cool.
Right.
If there are dried herbs and spices, she thinks those are really cool. She just wants to look at stuff.
Okay, the name of the book, by the way, is Horned Passions. We're going with that one,
Thank
courtesy
you.
of the deck of many in there.
Bless you again, the deck of many.
So, yeah, okay, there's lots of cool stuff. You got so much cool stuff to look at.
Yeah.
You know, there are also, like, jewelry stands where someone's selling, like, bits and pieces from different parts of the continent, different, like, cultural pieces.
I was going to say, Sinesh would probably talk to them about where all the different pieces were from.
Right.
It would not occur to her to buy anything unless the stall tender gave really strong vibes of like, if I'm going to keep talking to you all afternoon, you kind of need to buy something.
Yeah.
But otherwise, she just wants to learn about stuff and people.
Right. So, as you do that, we don't have to roleplay the whole thing out, but
Yeah.
you get the sense that they start talking about all these pieces. Roll me a history check, actually.
Sure.
Can I also roll history?
Sure, if you
Just
are
like to do
at
with
the
me.
jewelry stand, you may roll history.
Ooh, that's not bad, but what's my bonus? Oh, 14.
Okay, cool.
I don't have a history bonus. This isn't my old character.
I rolled 18.
All right. So you both can tell. Takes you a little bit longer, Sinesh, than Nor. But the more that you talk to the man at the stand, his name is Gorak, and he is a dwarf. And the more that he talks, the more you realize that he knows nothing about where any of this came from. And as you start to like look at it, you realize that it's just like fake pieces that basically the equivalent of white people have made.
I was gonna say he's appropriating.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what I think probably clues Sinesh in is that she sees something orcish and then realizes it isn't actually orcish and goes, wait.
Yeah, like the materials are cheap. They're like reminiscent of it, but when you look at it, it's not made out of the real materials that would have been made out of, or like there's small mistakes in any script that would be written on them, that kind of thing. Anything that would have like a religious significance might have things slightly out of order, little things like that tip you off.
I pointed out, in case he doesn't know, like the orcish on there is not right, and this is made out of the wrong material.
Oh, I had no idea. I must have been taken advantage of when I traveled very far away to acquire these pieces. And then he just like pulls down like a shutter on his stall.
That's about right.
If only that was an option in real life. Just be like, hi.
I blink and just kind of look at Nor, and I'm like, can he do that?
He's in a stall, I would like to point out.
No,
for sure.
Nor just like leans forward and like knocks on the thing.
No one's home.
I think that's not true.
Nora looks at Frankie and gestures like, can you get, is that, because it's a stall, right? Like, it probably doesn't even have like a back.
Yeah, exactly.
So Nora just like looks at Frankie and is like,
Frankie, I feel like kind of misinterpreted or misinterprets the like gestures, and I feel like she goes around the back, but no, she just goes around the back. Sorry.
Okay, she goes around the back, and you
Yeah,
just
I think that's what you were intending, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
The stall has, like, it is sort of closed off at the back, like a little, like, half gate, like, waist high, like, open and closed, but, like, the top half is clear, and then there's kind of, like, sides and a front, and you can just, like, see this guy sitting on a stool, like, biting his nails.
questioning his choices.
I think Frankie like looks back at Nora, like peeks her head around, and goes like, "What do we do?" Like, what's the game plan here?
While this is happening, Nimble, if you would like to roll that stealth check again, I'll let you do it with advantage, as everyone is busy harassing the culturally appropriating dwarf.
I got a 10 this time.
With advantage?
Yeah, I got
Oh
a
my
3 and a
gosh.
5.
What?
Oh no.
Nimble.
Okay.
These are my new
no.
dice.
Oh
Oh,
no.
you're just warming them up. That's what's happening.
Your dice need to be cleansed.
Try putting them in the microwave.
I think everyone still notices you leaving.
We're just pretending not to.
Yeah, Nimble doesn't care at this point. Like they're dealing with this fool. Like,
all right. So Nimble heads off. What are the rest of you doing with this dwarf?
So my problem is that I was channeling Nora a little too hard and didn't really think about like what I was gonna do. I just like need a minute because I don't know. Like,
Dinesh just shrugs at Frankie like, I guess the stall's closed, so what are we gonna do?
Hey, Sinesh,
Yeah?
how did you know that the orc stuff was wrong?
Oh, because my dad has something that's really similar to. And she comes around the side of the stall and that one. But the writing's wrong, and that one's made of wood, and my dad's is made of bone.
Oh, it's supposed to be made of bone?
Yeah, traditionally.
Oh.
Do you want one?
Hmm?
It can be made out of wood. Do you want one?
Oh, I guess. What are they for? I know my grandma has one, but I've never really asked her about it.
For good luck.
Oh, yeah. I'll have one. Can you teach me how to make it?
I think so, yeah. I watched my dad make a few, and I made one when I was really little, but not recently. So we can figure it out together.
Okay. Do we need any like supplies for it?
Well, we'll need bone. That's sort of the important one. Otherwise, you need some leather cord and some stones and some copper wire.
Okay. I'll keep my eye out for some.
Okay.
You can probably acquire most of those things in your various market shopping things at different stores. So we can say that you acquire
I just
those
want to
things.
imagine that like while you're having this conversation, Nora has like come around and is just giving her best like dirty look to the sales gnome and not not saying anything, but just looking very grumpy
Excellent.
in all of her angry Chihuahua glory.
Sahar, are you at the stand or are you still buried in the books?
Sahara has come out of the bookstore and is like kind of watching this. I was gonna ask if the sales gnome has a guest book.
He's a dwarf.
Dwarf, I'm sorry,
Oh
sales
my God,
dwarf.
sorry.
Racist.
If he has a guest book?
Yeah, just out of curiosity.
In his stall?
I don't know. So never mind. Sahara's like looking around the stall.
He does not have a
And-
guest book.
There's no guest book, but is there a lock on this like weird curtain thing?
No. It's
Damn it.
like
Well, then Sahar ties the curtains together.
it's like a bamboo blinds. It's like that, and he just like
Flattened.
just pulled that down.
Okay, so he doesn't tie that together. He just huffs a little bit then. Just impotent huffing.
You could probably like find some sticking out nails and like try and like, tie the curtain down if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Sahar's just being passive aggressive at this point.
So the next time we lost
So
interest in the appropriative dwarf, so we can go elsewhere.
okay,
All right.
he'll just take the hint then.
As you are walking away from the culturally appropriating dwarf, another dwarf, I think they were a dwarf, and a familiar-looking, dark-haired
Wiener.
wiener elf come right up
My
to
favorite
you.
sub-race of elf.
And Hollyhock's like, you guys trying to get someone else in trouble? And while you think about how you're going to respond to that, we will go to Nimble.
Yeah. So is the magic place a stall or a storefront?
The magic place is a storefront.
Okay. I'm trying to decide if I want to try to sneak in without having anyone notice me, or like come in and just try to pocket things. I'm gonna try to go in sneaky, I think.
All right, roll that stealth to sneak in the store.
Ooh, that's much better. 22.
Yeah, you sneak in the store. No one notices you. The door opens, which I think is weird, but you're so short that they're kind
It's
of
just
like
the wind.
looking for a bigger person, and you just like walk right underneath.
Awesome. So the thing that I took from that teacher,
Yes, the crystal thing.
yeah, do I see something similar to that?
Ooh. Yes, you do.
Oh.
It looks similar in shape. That one was black, I said, like onyx,
Yeah.
right? It looks
Yeah.
similar in shape, but this one is purple.
I beeline.
Stealthily.
Yeah.
All right, and you want to try to take it?
Yeah.
All right, sleight of hand. That stuff up.
Take those things. 17.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. Let's see. Right as you're about to reach, there's like a cough.
You like do that cat thing where like any sharp quick noise will like make them bounce up
Yep.
Do you puff up too?
a little bit. Yeah.
Yes.
The tail especially is like really puffed.
So, but then like chatter kind of continues. Like the cough was not really related to what was
Okay.
going on. So,
Right. Rattled. I go for it again.
yeah, and you.
Oh, well, I'm gonna take a look first. Can I take a look to see?
Yeah,
if
go ahead, take a look. and you don't even need to roll for it. You look behind, and you can see that the people in the store are like talking to each other, and they're not paying any attention to you.
Good. Okay, I'm gonna try grab it again.
Yeah, right. So same roll. You just like go. You don't have to roll it. I'm saying it was good enough. I just wanted to freak you out a little bit. So yeah, you reach out like real, still kind of nervous, and you snatch it, and then you put it wherever you're hiding things. Large pocket, bag, yet to be determined, and no one notices.
No? Okay. I'm going to... Is there, like, a back entrance? Like, do I see a hallway that likely leads out?
There is, at the back of the store, a sort of, like, curtain-covered doorway that leads to something in the back, but you can't really see what it is from where you are.
Is it covered in beads?
No, it's velvet.
It's velvet, okay.
Ooh, no. I
Um,
don't like that.
Velvet
like
covered
velvet.
beads.
No, like a bead
Just-
curtain.
It's just velvet, just a velvet curtain.
I think I'm just gonna go out the front.
Okay,
I'm gonna try to sneak
you're
back
gonna try to
out.
sneak back out the front. All right,
Yeah.
roll that stealth one more time.
I hope there's a cat door. I'll just go through. 11.
There's not a cat door. They notice you going out this time, and they're kind of like, bye, and you just like go.
I'm gonna turn and wave.
They obviously don't know even when you came in, so they're kind of confused, but you make it
Fair.
out. Purple.
Now I got a cool thing.
Crystal tucked away somewhere there. As you exit the magic shop, you can see that Hollyhock has approached your Queerdo friends.
I'm gonna sneak up close, but like I'm still gonna be behind Hollyhock, and like I'm assuming his little friend is there.
Yes.
So I'm gonna
yeah.
stay behind them and just like
All right. Are you trying to
Get
be
ready.
like? Yeah, you're trying to be stealthy about it, being
Yeah.
behind them. All right, roll that stealth one more time.
oh man. 19.
All right, yeah. This one you just nail. They have no idea that you're there.
No one does apparently.
Yeah, so Hollyhock is just like kind of tearing in to the rest of you, like yelling about, you guys are just like little do-gooders. Imagine the men on the internet who scream about SJWs. That's basically what Hollyhock is doing to you right now. You're never gonna get rid of me. My family is so important. Like, I don't even know why you tried.
I think Frankie kind of steps forward so she's more in between Hollyhock and the rest of the group, and just kind of cuts him off and asks, "How are you feeling after the potion, Hollyhock?" But you can tell it took a lot for her not to just. Her body language. She's very bristled, but it comes out a little like not ingenuine, but stilted, I guess.
Okay.
But she still makes that effort.
All right. Roll intimidation for me, but roll it at disadvantage.
Well, I don't think she's necessarily trying to intimidate. I think,
She's trying to like catch herself a little bit.
yeah, I think she's trying to just like
Okay, that's fine then.
to use kindness.
All right.
I guess so.
So he's gonna look you right in the eye and say, "Why are you hanging out with these losers?"
Frankie looks behind her and, "What losers?"
You belong with us. You're one of us.
No, I don't think so.
You're a legacy. We belong here. It's in our blood. You should join us. We'll help you succeed.
I'm already succeeding. And they're helping me. More than you ever could. Look what you did with that potion. And I think at this point, like, she loses, like, all kind of, like, niceties, I guess. Like, if you're a legacy, act like it. You say you're better than us? Be better.
I am better, and that's why I don't associate with them.
Rest on your own laurels, not what your family did.
My family has been so important to this friggin' world. Do you know that they stopped the giant uprising of 77? Did you know that?
Is that why you feel so much pressure?
Taken sort of knocked a little bit by your sudden interjection, he like switches course like really quickly and narrows in on Sahar. Which got there? And he's looking at your newly acquired book.
Another punch, if yeah. Yep.
Can
Back
Frankie
to your
put, like,
books, nerd. Also, get better ones.
I will remind you that I did punch you and you did vomit.
I've vomited from the toenail. It was gross.
Oh, you vomited from the potion that you didn't know how to make.
No,
That
it worked,
someone
didn't
like
it?
me could have helped you with.
I got really strong.
Strong enough to
Tell
not
him,
withstand
Stern, and
a
he like
punch.
starts to like, you know, nudge his little sidekick there, and poor Stern is like, yeah, he got strong.
Mm.
The toenail was gross.
Not strong enough to not get taken out by us with no potion.
You know what? That was an unfair fight.
You started it.
There was like a bunch of you and only one of me, and I was just trying to put you in your place.
I'm the only one who punched you.
You picked the fight. You don't get to decide what's fair.
I'll tell you what's not fair. You guys being allowed in this school.
I know it's really hard not having everything handed to us.
I have a lot of ball bearings.
Okay? Yep.
I'm going to place them on the ground behind.
All right.
So hopefully he turns around and falls flat on his.
Sure. All right. So you
behind Hollyhock. Okay.
you put a bunch of the ball bearings there. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Nimble is the hero we deserve.
So as the yelling is continuing, Hollyhock is getting like more aggressive. Some of the townsfolk, you notice, are starting to like whisper. No one's really like interjecting or anything. They're just like looking at you. They're talking. And you hear like amongst the rumbles, "Oh my God, the mayor was right. So much trouble. It's not worth it. They have all that unchecked power."
Oh.
To Hollyhock, I say, with no hint of like irony or even anger, like, if you want to fight it out, we can do that. If you want to go one-on-one.
I can take you. Let's do it. And he like puts his fists up. He steps back onto the ball bearings and just goes like ass overhead backwards onto his back. And we will we will take our break at this point in time, and we will see what happens to Hollyhock when we return in 10
gorgeous.
Well done, Nimble.
Oh boy.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in for the first half. We're taking a 10-minute break, and then we'll be back for the second half. Yay! All right, we'll see you soon. Now I need to go to a different screen in order to change the screen. Okay, now we're going Be back soon. And we're back. And I didn't immediately burp, so that is an improvement. Excellent.
Disappointment.
When we left off, Hollyhock had fallen on the ground after getting ready for some fisticuffs.
Right.
Sinesh is caught between laughing and, like, going, "Oh no, are you okay?"
Stern is like trying to help him up and like, "Oh, we gotta go. We really gotta go." And Hollyhock is like, "I'm gonna kill you."
Can Frankie hold out her hand to help him up?
Sure.
I mean, Frankie holds out her hand to help him up.
He spits at you.
Whoa.
Nimble is going to he's still on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Nimble is gonna like just kind of on all fours, just kind of go over his face, and
Oh, you have
try
so
to
many
intimidate
options.
him
All right.
and be like, "What did you just do?"
Yeah, go ahead and roll that intimidation check. For a brief second, I thought you were gonna pee on him.
I thought you were gonna. I thought you were gonna hairball.
Oh, yeah.
Also good.
Can you hairball on command?
I got a 5, so I do hairball instead. I get 2 answers.
That's way better.
Yeah, so this hairball, like, lands sort of on his shoulder, and he's like, "Oh my god, you barfed on me!"
Yeah. I'll do it again.
And he starts to try and, like, push you away. Are you gonna let him, or do you want to, like, hold your ground?
I'm gonna try to bite him with my little cat teeth.
Alright, then we'll do a contested strength test to see who is better. So go ahead and roll a athletics for me, please.
Okay. 18.
That's a 13, so yes, you
I
bite
grab
him.
on it. Yeah.
Alright, is it like, are you trying to do a little bit of damage, or is it like
No, I'm just
play biting?
Making a point.
Alright.
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, he's gonna punch you. Or try to punch you, anyways. That's a natural 20! So that is gonna be...
Does that mean double damage? Is that
It's
what
double the dice, normally.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is double the base damage that a punch does, which is normally
Minimum.
1. So it'll be 2
Can I
now.
try to
2
tackle
plus
him?
the strength. So 4 points of punching damage.
Oh no.
If anyone else wants to do combat-related things at this point in time, we will have to roll initiative.
Oh, we're in.
All right, we're rolling
Probably
initiative.
roll initiative. Oop.
Pick my friends? Oh, Jesus Christ. What happens when you roll a nat 1 on initiative, guys?
Hey, me too. It actually doesn't matter. It just means
No.
you go at the end. What's your dex modifier?
That would be minimize the chat. Blah 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 blah. +2, so 3.
Mine is also +2. What's the next stat after that? Whatever. You can go.
You can
first.
just
It's all good.
decide between yourselves who wants to
Yeah,
go first. Is
You go
normally
for
the
it. I'm
way
fine
to do
going last.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Nimble got a 12.
Safar got a 2.
Oh my God,
Hey,
we're
you're before us. Frankie,
Yep.
wreck it.
Frankie got 7.
Wow.
It's okay. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Because Hollyhock's going to do a thing, and then we're going to wreck his entire life.
through.
It's all good, baby.
Felt good in the.
That was a 2 that you got, Sahar?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
A robust 2.
Nice. Alright, now I need...
Yeah, you're still like third in the turn order.
That's so upsetting.
Well, Frankie got a 7. What did Nimble
Alright.
get?
12.
Well,
Okay,
yeah.
Oh no, I don't have my cards. That's unfortunate. Or my book, Monster Manual. Where are you? Sorry, I am underprepared.
Oh, good.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. All right. I normally got my cards, but I left them in the living room, so. And I don't want to get up on stream because there's holes in my pajama pants, and everyone will see my butt because I'm not wearing underwear.
But stream, but stream, but stream.
Cool. All right. So, top of the round is Nimble.
Awesome. I'm going to continue with my non-actually violent actions. I'm going to pour my flask of oil on him.
Okay.
So he's just going to be slippery. He's going to, if he tries to get up, he's just going to fall back down.
Yeah.
On the, and then we can like book it. We can leave.
Just a wee
Why is he
greasy
so
boy.
sleepy?
All right.
Hate
Yeah.
that.
And then, and then I'm gonna, I guess, because he's still lying down. I don't think he can do an attack of opportunity on me if I just like leave.
That is correct. He's much too busy trying to get up with the oil and the ball bearings.
I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk casually over and be like, we should get going. We should just like not be here anymore.
Amazing. Cool. Yeah, you pour the oil and then you try to get your friends to leave. I like it. Next up is Hollyhock's sidekick Stern, who now has rushed over to him. Oh, I'm so sorry, and he's trying to like pull him up, but the oil is slippery, so like he keeps like slipping out of his hands. And Stern is not very bright, so he just keeps trying to grab the same like oily arm. Let's see if he stays upright. 6. He does not stay upright. In his last attempt to get Hollyhock up, he falls on top of Hollyhock into the ball bearings and oil. This is going a very different way than I expected it. In a not so wholesome way. Again. Frankie, it's your turn.
Oh gosh, I think
2 boys are wrestling in oil in front of you.
Oil and ball bearings. So
I
Just really hate it.
I think Frankie is just kind of watching this whole scene like a little bit at a loss. Her go-to would be to like grapple, but he's a greasy boy and on the ground. So I think I'd like to what is it? Hold an action?
Yep.
And so if Hollyhock or Stern kind of get up and go after any of our group, I think Frankie will tackle them.
Okay. Sounds
like
good.
a football player.
Excellent. More grease for everyone. It is now Hollyhock's turn. He is going to attempt to get up. Actually,
Come on, baby.
First, I guess he has to push Stern off of him. Yeah, okay, he manages that. And I will let him try to get up. That's an 18. Yeah, he'll get up. So he gets up. He's a little unstable, and he's looking right at you. That's all of you. That's going to be his turn, though, because he used his action to push Stern off of him. Nor!
Well, because the thing is, she doesn't want to, like, instigate, and I can't tell if we're really fighting or not.
I haven't been fighting.
Yeah, Nimble said we should leave.
Yeah, okay, so Nora just looks, very embarrassed for everyone in this situation. And she kind of, like, looks half-heartedly in her bag at her censure, and like out of character, I was so friggin' excited to use my censure because my DM may be a custom weapon, but like, I don't think the moment's right. I don't think it's right. So, she's just gonna like sort of quietly close her bag and just be like, "Do you just wanna? Are we done now?"
Who are you? Are you asking Hollyhock?
Yeah.
Or just is it a general?
It's kind of a general question, but she does make eye contact with Hollyhock, and she's like, "Can we be done now?"
Okay. All right. Excellent. Sinesh.
Hey. I'm gonna hop over and heal Nimble for 2. And
Stop being a better cleric than me.
I have one special thing. I can boop you a little. So she's just giving a little boop.
She's booping up a
Do you
storm.
boop Nimble on the nose?
Yes, please.
No, I think she probably puts her hand on Nimble's shoulder because she's gonna to talk to Hollyhock, but like be healing
Okay.
be healing you while she says it. And she's like, "Look, we don't have to do this.
Every
Like-
time.
Like, if you want to have an actual proper structured fight, you can come to me anytime and we can do that. We can work out whatever we need to work out. But like, this is not working attitude wise. Like, if you want to fight and get it out of your system, I'll fight with you. But if we're just gonna keep doing this, what's the point?" My turn.
All right. Excellent. Sahar.
Sahara's just looking at this whole situation, and he's like, "Well, I'm not touching the oily one. And, not touching the shorter oily one. So I'm gonna hold and just be like, I think we're done. Like, I don't think it's it's not a question anymore. We're done.
All right. So you are all standing there saying that you're done.
Yep.
But you're all just gonna keep standing there. Just to be clear.
We're gonna get punched.
Excellent. Top of the round, Nimble.
Trying to confirm that we're done.
Confirm that we're done.
Hey, we're done.
Has he said anything at all?
Not yet, because it's not been his turn yet.
I guess
so.
not.
He's still, like, finding his footing a little bit while this is happening and, like, shooting glares at you.
I'm gonna push him over.
All right.
Oh, we were done.
Go ahead.
He hasn't
and
answered
try
yet, so I'm
to
assuming he's
shove
gonna
him.
try to punch someone. So I'm gonna just push him back. He hasn't. I guess I'm gonna hold my action. If he comes towards us aggressively, I will push him over.
Yeah, if he's not done.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
I will push him back on those little uncomfortable bell bearings. And he can just
Wonderful.
deal with that.
Okay. So Stern is up next, and he is like kind of like leaning. He's like scrambling. He's scrambled to get back up, and he's leaning into Hollyhock, and he says, I think we might be in trouble. All the other students are gone. And at this point in time, you all realize it's gotten a lot darker. You spent most of the day, and none of you also see any other Gromany students.
Uh-oh.
Do we have a curfew?
You
Our
don't
luck, absolutely.
you don't officially have a curfew.
Do we see Brina? Was it Brina? Anywhere?
It was Brea, and no, you do not see her.
Uh-oh.
You see None of the teachers or the students around. Technically it's Frankie's turn now. I feel like we sort of dropped out of combat. Unless Hollyhock's gonna punch you.
I really wanted him to punch us. Is the thing.
You want to use your flail so bad.
Yeah, I do, but it's not in Nora's character to just fucking brain a dude.
I mean, I feel like it's inevitable that one day the weenie will punch us.
Technically, the weenie's already tried to punch you, just not today.
Yeah.
Well, he punched me, so.
That's true. He did punch. Yes, I forgot about that.
He for sure punched. He crit punched.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little measly punch, though.
He made it count. I feel like if we don't start heading back to Gromedy soon, we're all gonna be in trouble, regardless of legacy status.
I will probably be in trouble, but I won't get kicked out. You guys might get kicked out. Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Sahar's just in the back like, do you think?
Word soup.
I don't want to travel with you guys back up the mountain.
Okay, you can take a different path than us.
Yeah, go mess with the goats.
Let's go.
I could take the goats.
Can you take the goats and the kobolds? He's asking over his shoulder as he walks away.
Yeah, we're already leaving.
Yeah.
All right. So you're heading back out of town. There's a lot of stares that are happening. Like, people are staring at you, not just random stairs.
Stairs,
yes.
Not stairs.
Yeah, I thought you meant walking stairs, and I was like, please describe how Hollyhock is walking up those stairs.
Yeah, no, just I mean, this town is so weird. There's just staircases everywhere. I'm dropping all my stuff. No.
That's like my favorite creepypasta is the stairs in the woods. That like
no, it's a bunch of townsfolk staring at you as you
Frankie kind of like sheepishly waves.
I wave much less sheepishly.
Yeah.
I don't wave.
I don't know if this factors in here, but Frankie does have what is it, rustic hospitality or that one? Yeah. So I feel like you could get away with it.
Yeah. Some people warm up to you, but there are some people that are just not having any of it.
That's valid.
Yeah. So it's dark by the time you get out of town. Good old East Hallow. And you
can all see in the dark though, so it's not a big
Dragonborn don't have dark vision.
Oh yeah.
I can cast light, my beautiful light cantrip.
Yes.
My Dragonborn also has the light cantrip.
I also have light, yeah.
Yeah. So
or
I'm
even
saying,
like word of radiance. Ooh. No, that's an attack. Sorry, that's actually
but I'm just saying technically the Dragonborn doesn't have dark vision. So it's dark, presumably.
Ow. 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 Ow.
Sahar, are you lighting a light so you can see?
Is it so dark that he can't see? Like,
no, I mean there's some moonlight for sure.
I feel like he tries to just go by moonlight and he just like keeps stepping on shit, but he is too stubborn to like accept that maybe he should just help himself.
After about 45 seconds of that, Nora's gonna cast light.
And just pretend like it was for Nor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Amazing.
I wish I had like a staff or something, but I don't think I do. So yeah.
You could put it in your sensor.
Oh my god, yeah, I get to use my sensor.
You can't hit anyone with it. Well, you didn't hit anyone with it, but
actual cannon, she maybe like let's say she like learned this cantrip in class this week or something, and so she like puts it in the center, and she's like, I can do it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So good. All right.
The added benefit of Sahar being able to see.
Yeah. So you can see. That's good. You're kind of at the base of the mountain. We'll say you've exited town. You've sort of gone through the woods. That's probably where Sahar started with the owing, because it's harder for the moonlight to penetrate down there. And you get
a good enough reason to use the word penetrate.
Anyways,
you're all really channeling our teenage selves.
It's true.
Every opportunity.
Although, teenage Alicia would have said penetrate and then, like, giggled. Not in an embarrassed way, but, like, in a, yeah, I said it kind of way. So, yeah, at the base of the mountain, there's a sign pointing up to Gromany. This is not the one that you went up with the goats. This is the well-traversed path up and down. What is everybody's passive perception?
13.
13, I believe.
12.
11.
Okay.
I was the thing. Sorry. I'm really good at using D&D Beyond, guys. Like, really good.
It's on the far left.
Yeah, it is 12.
All right.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's 14. My passive perception is 14. My passive
nice.
investigation is 12.
Holy
I was
moly.
like, that seems low for a... Anyway, yeah.
All right, so you're heading up, presumably?
Yeah.
Cool. You're walking.
We saw nothing.
Hollyhock is a ways behind you. Hollyhock and Stern are a ways
I want to
behind
drop
you.
more ball bearings, but I'm not going to.
Don't like the silence.
And Sinesh,
Yeah,
can you please roll me a perception check?
sure.
And for no reason at all, I'm going to go and look at what cool stuff you have.
That's a natural one.
Oh, dear.
Rip.
I'll have everyone else actually roll perception as well.
Oh boy. Okay.
Perception.
I got my passive 13.
I got 17.
18.
I also have 17.
Okay. Good to know.
I lost one of my dice.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Got it. We good.
I just have to make a little note here. So, Nor, about halfway up the mountain, you're the first one to hear this crunch, like someone walking in the woods.
Like, ahead of us, or...
Sort of beside you.
Okay.
Off the path into the woods.
Into the woods. Okay.
Just one crunch, as if someone stepped on a twig or something.
Okay. Am I walking in front of everyone, or am I at the front of the pack? Is that why I heard that first?
No,
or...
it's just that you have the highest passive perception, so...
Oh, because I have the highest passive perception. Okay. So she... I don't know, it's nighttime, it's kind of spooky, we're a little worried about getting in trouble. So... Yeah, doesn't have very good self-preservation at this stage yet either. Okay, so she's gonna try to be what she thinks is surreptitious, but is probably not that surreptitious, and tap Frankie on the shoulder.
What's up?
I'd be like, Frankie, I heard something.
I didn't hear anything. Was it Hollyhock? What do you do now?
Nimble, make a perception check for me, please.
Oh. 10. I'm just not doing
Interesting.
good.
That's not great.
Interesting.
Oh god, I'm not.
Oh, I want to
Don't
get
love
ready.
this.
Let's go.
You're all just standing there? Is that what's happening?
Oh, no, I thought we were
We're
still
waiting
walking.
for you
waiting
to
on
tell
you.
us something.
Things you heard a snap. That's all you know. You heard a snap.
Okay.
DM secrets. I'm
Okay.
doing things over here, but none of you are rolling well enough to know what they are. So
Okay, so we're gonna keep walking, but Nor is maybe gonna like subconsciously swing her center like a little further than is really necessary, like to sort of illuminate around us a little bit better. Because she's not right.
as you do that,
Oh dear.
you swing around, and as it comes to your right,
Okay.
there's a flutter of movement that sounds like it's getting a little bit further away from you.
So Nora looks at Frankie again as a sort of like, and raises her eyebrows like, did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Did I hear it?
And she like slows down she's not like quite stopping walking, but she slows down like pretty substantially.
And
I'll let
yeah,
everyone else decide she's not trying to disguise that at all, so if folks are paying attention they'll probably notice, but
yeah, Frankie, you definitely would have heard that flurry now that you're sort of like, you've been put on alert.
Okay, I think she sees Nor slowing down a bit and kind of grabs her arm to like pull her quicker. Guys, I think something's out here. Let's get back quick.
Do you know what?
We're just hearing noises. I don't know if we're just spooked because it's dark or if Hollyhock is
Sahar.
up to something.
You feel a tug on your book bag.
Sahar just whips around like,
not mediocre beasts and where one might locate.
How dare!
You see
"There are
a
10 new bees!"
tiny creature, just like a small creature. It's just wrapped. So you can only see its eyes. Everything else is like covered in fabric, and it has a little bag, sort of around its side that is quite full.
Give me a second here.
Uh,
Can I use Gust?
To do what?
Push
You can use
this
whatever
tiny
you want.
friend away.
it has a full bag. I need that stuff. I
Oh,
need that
well, in
bag.
that case, can I just try and like clap my hands on its shoulders and hold it in place?
Yeah, sure. Let's do we'll do a contested strength, a grapple check here, basically. So go ahead and roll athletics.
That's funny. That's actually a 17.
18.
Damn.
Not there.
It just you think you have a grip on it, but it's although it's small, it's surprisingly strong, and it just kind of like yanks away from you, and you weren't expecting that.
Come back here.
I'm assuming I've heard something, so I've turned around at this point. And you said, does it kind of look like a mummy with like?
No, it's not like strips of fabric. It's just more like it's
Like a cloak and cowl and things.
Yeah, exactly. It's heavily clothed so that no skin is exposed.
If I could, potentially. I want to draw my short bow, and I want to shoot it so that it pins its clothing to a tree.
All right. Okay. So
I don't know
ahead.
what kind of roll that's gonna be.
Yeah. What I'm gonna do is have you do a. How have I done this before? Do a dexterity check.
Just a straight dexterity?
Yeah, because it's not really an attack, so do a dexterity check to see if you can, like, make that arrow fly true where you want it to.
I want this to work. I got a 15.
Yeah, right, that does it. And it's just like, whoop, and, like, through a little bit of the cloak, this creature's, like, clothing is now kind of stuck, and it's trying to, like, get away, but... the cloak won't hold forever.
Yeah. I'm going to casually walk over, take one of my daggers, and slit the bag open.
All right. Out of the bag comes...
That's a power move.
13 copies of relatively...
A perfect tail, the bodice ripper horned passions, and one purple crystal.
I pat like my bag where I thought my book was. Hey, that's fine.
Oh, Nimble has like
nice game.
honor among thieves kind of idea. So they're gonna speak in like thieves can't, being like, excuse you, what are you doing? I stole this.
Nice.
In response, also in thieves can't, the creature says, but this is our road. We do this road.
There are other places other than this road.
But we get the good stuff.
I wasn't gonna steal your stuff.
Well, yeah, you didn't even see us. That's how I got your stuff. I don't think you're very good at this.
As the guy whose bag we just cut open.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that, presumably.
Well, okay, so stylistic question, because Thieves Can't is different from game to game. Is this a game where it's a completely different language, or is this a game where it's like they're talking about the weather, but it's code for what the fuck, dude? What are you doing?
In my mind, I normally think it's code, but how would you like it to go? Okay.
Oh no, code is fine.
Okay.
But like Nimble's getting angry.
I was gonna say, because in that case, Sinesh should be like, "Why are you talking about the weather?"
Nimble's gonna shoot Sinesh a look and be like, 1 second, and he's gonna continue arguing with this tiny thing.
Okay.
Just a clarifying question. What were the items that they stole again? I didn't hear the first one.
The two books that Sinesh had picked up, A Perfect Tale and Horned Passions.
Yeah.
And then also the purple crystal that Nimble lifted from the magic shop.
Those are both of my books. What else were they gonna steal? Were they gonna take Sahara's avocados?
You can't have my avocados. You can't have them. I bought them with my money.
Tomatoes and onions.
I'm gonna say, like, how about this? I just give you a gold, and you leave us alone tonight.
You're basic.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Like I'm gonna try to barter safe passage. While I do it, I want to try and sleight of hand a bell onto their person.
Interesting. All right. Roll that sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand fight.
They're just having like a tutting battle.
They do not notice. So now there's a bell on them. And we don't want gold. We want things that are interesting or pretty. Do you have things that are pretty?
But they're my things. I don't have anything. I don't think that they would like. I'm gonna gonna turn around. I'm trying to. They're stealing stuff. I'm trying to. They want something fun and exciting and pretty. Is there something that we have that we can give them? Because they don't want gold, which I would think is what they would want, but
Hollyhock might have something nice.
I like that.
I have a piece of sea glass.
Are you willing to part with that?
Sure. I just found it.
While you're talking, two more of these creatures step out from the shadows. One small, like the one you pinned, and one much taller, more like humanoid-sized, medium.
How are their bags looking?
Light. Those two have light bags.
Okay, good.
And the taller one says, "Are you children?"
Yes.
Was that in common or in?
Yeah, in common.
Sinesh looks around at the group like, what is the right answer to this question?
Nimble just says yes and like is still like maintaining eye contact.
Nor says, Sinesh is of age in her village, whatever, like very unhelpfully.
That's true.
The taller creature takes a second, looks slightly exasperated, and says, "Are you students at the school?"
Yes.
Yes.
All right, I apologize. There's been a mistake. And they like shoot like lasers at the creature, still pinned to the tree and like trying to get away.
Yeah, fuck them.
And then says to you in Thieves' Cant, Nimble, "I apologize. We normally work this route, but we don't take from the students."
Thank you. Is this one new?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't think they'll be around for long.
I snatch my books up off the ground and put them back in the couch.
I'm gonna thank him again and just say like, we'll be on our way. I'm not gonna tell him about Hollyhock coming up.
All right. Amazing. So yeah, just like nods at you, and in common, I'm sorry. I'll make a note. You are students. And then like all the two that are not like stuck to the tree like fade back into the woods. They just leave. The other one's still like straining to get away.
I look at Nimble. Like, do you want your arrow back?
Nimble savage. Nimble just go, no, just continue walking. Well, with the crystal, they took the crystal back.
Yeah. All right.
As they pass, I think Frankie pulls the arrow out for the wee little thing.
After Nimble has gone.
All right. So Frankie, bringing up the rear, just like pulls that arrow out. Are you keeping the arrow, or are you like abandoning it there?
I'll hold on to it.
Okay. So the rest of your trip is uneventful. I don't know if you want to like talk about what happened, but I imagine you just arrive back at the school. Yeah. Up the mountain, and then you get back to a purple dorm. Well, you get back to the teleportation circle.
I offer to hold Nimble's hand.
Yeah, Nimble takes Sinesh's hand. Okay. And I think this time they say it correctly because they've had enough BS today. So
excellent. And so Nimble, with such confidence, steps onto the teleportation circle. Not enough confidence to not hold on to someone, but a lot of confidence.
We're cool.
And says, "Babadook," and you all appear in your dorm.
I think at this point we go full slumber party.
Mm-hmm.
and Sahar makes guacamole, and we have chips and guac. And then, if everyone is amenable, Sinesh will do a dramatic reading of some of the first sections of her book.
Yes.
Which book specifically?
I already forgot the name. Hold up, I'm looking for it.
Horned Passion.
Horned Passions?
Horned Passions. So it turns out it's really just like PG. Like it could have been sold at Ye Old Phylactery. It's just like it's like that the AO3 mature tag, not the explicit tag.
Yep.
But she'll do it like real dramatic.
Amazing. Would you like to gift us with that dramatic reading, or would you just like to say that you're doing
I was gonna
it?
say, do you want me to pull up some porn and read it?
I was kind of
Like
hoping you were gonna pull up,
Look,
or at least that you were gonna pull up My Immortal.
I was gonna say I'd pull up some of mine, but all the stuff I write is FF, so it doesn't really work for Horned Passions.
That's fair.
But
It could be
just
Horned Passion,
true. You're right.
maybe. I don't know.
Who knows? Who
All
knows?
right, so there's a dramatic reading. I imagine that you also are like higher than everyone in my mind.
Yeah, no, I'm like sitting upright on the bed. I imagine people are lounging and they're on their pillows on the floor. Like we're going full slumber party of this. We've had a very long day. It was a lot of fun, but it was also very trying. And now we need to unwind with some goofy reading.
Excellent. So your guacamole and your dramatic reading attract a few of the other students. So Brea comes in, and Griffin, St. Moira, comes in, although he is definitely Rip Rockhard today.
I asked Rip Rockhard if he wants to come and sit with me and do a dramatic reading of one of the character voices.
Oh, he does.
Hell yeah.
He does. He really wants to be the majestic Dragonborn
Be the
character.
Dragonborn? All right, I'll be the tiefling.
Yeah. And he really, like, works on getting that deep, barrel-chested voice and, like, projecting. And every, like, couple pages takes the opportunity to remind you all that you can go see him in his performance of Victor Victoria. I think I gave it a slightly different name, but Victor Victoria.
I think it was
Playing
Victorous Victorious.
Yes, that's what it was. You're right.
Which is really good.
Playing at the Student Theater next week.
Oh, hell yeah, we're going. Is that even a question?
Yeah, and so everyone comes in, and your, like, small group slumber party, provided everyone is comfortable with it, turns into a bigger slumber party. Even Merida comes out a little bit sheepishly, still embarrassed about the Displacer Kitten situation, but, you know, hoping to make some friends, comes out. She has a little guacamole. She's very taken aback by it. She's never had guacamole.
So Harlech specifically makes space for her, and under his breath, while Sinesh is reading, teaches her the, like, peel the avocado. So lovely.
Amazing. And I feel like, unless anyone has anything they want to say, we should just end on this glorious picture of a Purple Dorm slumber party with the guacamole song.
I like that no one yet has brought up Nimble's questionable anything that they did.
I feel like at this point, just used to it.
Yeah, I feel like we've all bought into, like, the Nimble antics.
Yeah, like we'll roll with it.
I wonder if Hollyhock, like, at some point, Nimble out loud will be like, I wonder if they stole from Hollyhock.
Smash cut to Hollyhock, like, laying in a field with all of his shit gone.
I guess we'll find out in a future episode.
Oh.
A very special episode of
Clone High?
Queerdos. That's what I was going for. I wasn't sure what I was going to read, but
It's like a side episode just of Hollyhock lying there with the voiceover. I'll bet you're wondering how I got here.
Amazing. All right. So I think that's going to be it for us today. Ending on this wholesome note, we started with the phylactery. We're here at a not sexy slumber party. all over the place here at Queer Questers. Thanks to my wonderful players for coming and having a good session. I love you. You make it so wonderful to come and do this on Wednesdays. And thank you to our audience for hanging out with us and helping us come up with names for things and making terrible puns in the chat. I like puns, so that's fine. And we will be back next Wednesday. I think not with a full cast, though. Sadly.
I won't be here next Wednesday. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Sahar will be reading Moderately Interesting Beasts and Where One Might Locate Them because he got a new copy, so...
He has to learn those 10 new beasts.
He's
Gotta catch them all.
Catch them all.
But we'll be back, and I think I know what we're going to do, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want to be beholden to it in case I change my mind. But it's going to be fun times! We might go back to class, maybe? You're in school. You should maybe go to class sometimes. That's a thing.
Occasionally.
Yeah, so thanks again, everyone. Come back next Wednesday. Same time, same place, same Queerdos. And don't forget all of our other great shows that I already talked about. So, in our new grand tradition, I think that someone needs to take us out. The travel song.
Guacamole.
Oh, shit, doing that.
Oh, you know
Okay.
what? We'll do guacamole today.
Guacamole. Ely avocado. Ely avocado.
I'm on the wrong screen again. Everybody keep doing the guacamole dance.